Hi everyone. I actually came out here to film a different video today, but given the news yesterday, I thought I would make this video because if you're thinking right now of buying one of these machines direct from China, it is really, really risky to do that right now. They announced yesterday that there is a potential for a 100% tariff being added onto the already, I think it's 30% tariff that's there right now, starting on November 1st. And even though you think you got a great deal on this machine or any machine that you're buying direct, that could double the price of your machine overnight. If you already have one that's over there being made right now, and I don't know what to tell you to do with those, I think you're gonna have to work that out with the supplier. But if you are contemplating actually making a purchase now, I think you need to take a deep breath and you need to wait because it is a really risky time. And here's what you need to know about these tariffs. They apply to everything. So implements, everything the tariffs apply to. When I purchased this machine, I think I paid $8,500 for the unit itself, and then I bought a bunch of implements. But at the time, it was a fairly low tariff rate, and it didn't apply to the implements. So that was all built into my DDP shipping cost. So when I got this machine and it was delivered to my door, I already paid exactly what they told me, and it was done. But even if you get a DDP quote right now from a manufacturer, they're going to put in there whatever possibly the current tariff rate is. But I know a lot of these guys are saying, listen, that's on you. We're going to quote you a price, but any additional fees that are come through are going to be on you. And here's also what you need to know about these tariffs. So I thought when it shipped and the thing was at sea, you were fine. But what I have read and what I have learned is that that's not always the case. Some of the tariffs, they write it in that if it's on the ocean, you're okay, but it's really up to customs, and you're not going to know the true cost of the unit to you until it clears customs. So if they decide that that tariff applies, even though it was shipped, even though it's on the ocean, even though it made it to port, some of these tariffs apply only when it clears customs. So, as an example, you have an $8,000 machine, you tack on your 30% tariff, and now you have 100% tariff. It doubles on top of that. See, this is crazy to even think about buying a machine direct right now. So this is just a public service announcement to give it a lot of thought before you make a purchase. What I would recommend at this time is either just kick back and wait and hope that these trade wars settle down and that maybe you can buy the machine at a very reasonable rate with low tariffs. But if you don't want to wait, I highly recommend you buy from a machine that's already here in the US. If the machine you want isn't here, you might want to think about doing some research and buying another machine that's close to the one you want and getting it locally, either from a dealership or buying it from Amazon or Temu or eBay, but buy it from a source where it's in a local warehouse already, so those tariffs have already been taken into account and it's in the price. Because the last thing you want, and I'll tell you what, buying direct, and I've covered this in another video, is its whole ball of wax anyways. You send your money to a deposit, and then you have to wait for manufacturer to make it, and then you have to wait for it to get shipped, and then there's just delay after delay, and that's a whole nother, it's stressful anyways. To think that you might have to deal with a 100% price increase on top of all that stress, I don't think it's worth it, but that's completely up to you and on what you want to do. But quick announcement, that's all I want to do is get out here and say, right now, I would hold off on any direct purchases if you're about to make them and see how this thing settles out. And maybe even then wait until it's really settled, because it seems like this back and forth is just going on. It's very turbulent. So, do what you want to do, but I thought I'd get out there and let you know that I saw that in the news yesterday. I just had to get out here and tell you about it. So anyways, that's all for today. This is Jeff. This is the Jeffscavator channel. And until next time, are you digging or are you filling?